going to do writing, because we know that writing is one of the very problematic areas for students. Hope today's lesson clears things, and hopefully you enjoy it.
So today's lesson is about how to write a paragraph. We know that writing is, of course, one of the major areas which you have some problems in. So we are going to look today in our lesson at how to write a paragraph and the steps you are to do in order to write a very nice paragraph. This lesson is prepared by Mr. Khalid and is presented by me. So the first thing we're going to look at is that teaching writing as a skill, and of course it has 4 basic steps. Okay, so writing stages. So it can't like go write and then you start writing. There are some procedures, some steps for you in order to, when you use them, you will produce a very nice piece of writing. So the first writing stage is, of course, we call it pre-writing. And the word pre, remember this is a prefix. Pre means before. So when we say pre-writing, means things we do before writing. Okay, and we are going to look at that carefully now. So there are things you have to do before you start writing. We call that the pre-writing stage. Then the second stage is writing itself. So you prepared yourself through pre-writing, and then you start writing. Then, after you write, we have the very important stage, which is editing. And this is really one of the major stages. It's very important. And the last stage is publishing. And of course, when you say publishing, it means that you just whatever you write, you give it to your teacher, or put it on in a magazine, or ask your classmates to read it. We call that publishing. Okay. So the first stage is pre-writing, whatever you do before writing, and then we have writing itself, where you formulate your ideas into sentences, and then after you write, what should you do, which is editing. Okay. Then at the end we have publishing, which ask others to read whatever you wrote. So these are the writing stages. Of course, the first 3 stages are very important. You can't do without them. Okay. So let's move on. First, we are going to look at pre-writing stage, because as we said, this is important. So we are going to look carefully at this stage and examine what should we do in this stage. What is the pre-writing stage? So of course, because of its name, pre-writing, as we said, it is whatever is done before writing. So the pre-writing stage is to think, generate, and organize the ideas for your paragraph before begin writing. Okay, so you think, let's say you are faced with a topic, you start thinking about this topic, and then you generate the ideas. It's like you have some ideas, and you choose which of them you are going to use and organize them. And of course, you organize these ideas for the paragraph, and you do all that before even starting to write. Remember, we are dealing here with pre-writing stage. So that's why we say this is very important, because it deals with thinking, generating, organizing ideas, and then after that you write. There are 5 pre-writing steps. First step is think deeply. Let's say you have a topic or a prompt, as you will find in the SIPA exam. So first thing is you just read the prompt once or twice, and you start thinking about it deeply. Okay, so just look at the keywords in the prompt, look at whatever they are asking you to do, exactly and think about it. Then after that, because you thought of it deeply, what will happen is that you'll have ideas. Then your ideas are going to be generated. You have many ideas, okay, because you thought of it, okay. So first you think, and then you are going to have some ideas. After that, these ideas, you try to write these ideas down, okay, in a form of bullets, in a form of words, in a form of, do whatever you like. You can use graphic organizer, you can use a table, you can use a map or word map, you can do whatever you like, but just put these ideas on paper so that you don't forget them, okay? Some people just write words, and then they start to use these words to form sentences later on. But after you think, you'll have these ideas, just jot them down, as they say, just write them very quickly. Then you'll have your ideas in front of you. You try to organize them, okay? Which one to start with, which one should come at the end, which one is repeated, because sometimes when we think, we repeat ourselves, okay? So sometimes you find that you wrote the same idea twice, but in different words, let's say different wording. So you try to organize, remove what is repeated, and arrange your ideas, okay? Then you put the layout. And of course, you know that when we write a paragraph or an essay, I think you know that very well. We have the layout of the paragraph or an essay. By the way, it's the same, but of course, essay is a bit long and the paragraph is shorter. So when we deal with the layout, we should have an introduction, body, and conclusion, okay? So even if I'm writing a paragraph, okay, there should be a layout for my paragraph and introduction. And we're going to look at it carefully now. When I say introduction, means introducing whatever I'm going to say, like using the topic sentence, of course. Then I have, after my topic sentence, there should be the body, the whole part of the paragraph, okay, where I explain and say things and so on. I write more about the topic. And then at the end we have conclusion, which is summing up whatever I said in the whole paragraph. This has to, also I use that when I write an essay, where I have introduction, one paragraph as introduction, second paragraph or third paragraph for body, and then the last one for conclusion. It's the same. So there are 5 free-writing steps or stages, and these are: think deeply, generate ideas, write them down. Of course, write down the ideas, okay? It's not like write down anything. Just write down the ideas, organize these ideas, and then you start formulating your layout. These steps are important, okay? And of course, all of them, they have to follow each other. You have to think, and then because you thought you have ideas, because you don't want to forget these ideas, you have to write them down, and then because they are in front of you on paper, you have to arrange them, and then you start the layout of your paragraph. Now you did all the last step we were talking about, okay? Now we move to the writing stage itself, okay? You did everything, you thought, you put the ideas, you write them, you write the ideas in front of you, you organize them, you have the layout, then you are going to write now. So the writing stage is when you turn your ideas into reality, okay? And so, of course, now if I'm thinking of any topic, then I'll have lots of ideas. How to put these ideas into reality is the writing stage, okay, where I just translate whatever I have in my mind into a piece of writing, sentences and paragraphs. There are 4 writing steps. First, write the topic sentence, supporting sentences, and closing sentence. And as we said, this is the layout of whatever you are doing, okay? Topic sentence, which is very important, supporting sentences, okay, and closing sentence. Be careful, you have only one topic sentence, just one, no S here. You have one closing sentence, which is, again, it can't be plural whatsoever, and you have lots of supporting sentences. Okay, so you use this when you are writing the paragraph. Just one topic sentence, it should be general, and then you explain whatever you said, okay, in the topic sentence by giving examples, by lots of things. We'll have a look at them now. And then you close your paragraph, or you end your paragraph, you summarize whatever you mentioned by using one closing sentence. The second step we have is write clear and simple sentences. You don't have to write very long sentences with lots of mistakes and things and words where you don't know their meanings and things like that. No, you just write clear, simple sentence. As long as it is clear and correct, things will be very fine, okay, very good. So this is also important, to write clear and simple sentences. The third step, focus on the main idea of your paragraph. So you have the main idea, let's say the prompt or the paragraph is about smoking. You don't talk about, let's say, problems facing teenagers in the Middle East, let's say, okay, or drugs. So if it is about smoking, then all your paragraph should be about smoking, okay? You have to focus on the main idea, because sometimes students, they start writing something, and then by the end, what happens, we find that they are writing about something else. Okay, so this is very important, to focus on the main idea. And if you did the pre-writing stages, remember when we were talking about them now, if you did the pre-writing stages correctly, then your focus is going to be there from the beginning, okay, because you'll be organizing your ideas, and so you will be focused already, okay. The last writing step is use a dictionary to help you find new words. Let's say there are some words which you don't know their meanings, or you want to use more words, then very obvious, you'll just go and refer to a dictionary where you can put the word and find other words, other synonyms or other antonyms, whatever you like, okay? So the 4 writing steps really are very important, and they are very simple. Okay? In any piece of writing, there should be a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and closing one. Okay? And be careful, one topic sentence, one closing sentence, and lots of supporting sentences. And of course, another word for the word supporting is helping, okay? Explaining, and so on. Also, write clear and simple sentences. And when we say clear, it means that the subject is there, the verb is there, the object is there, things are clear, okay? It's not messy, and also good handwriting, so that it can be clear. Then you have to focus on the main idea of the paragraph. You just don't start on a topic, and by the end of the paragraph you find yourself writing about something else. Also, if you want to find any new word, you just very simply refer to a dictionary. The paragraph. What is a paragraph? The paragraph, or a paragraph, is a series of sentences developing one topic. Okay, so you have to know this. If I tell you write a paragraph, then it means I have some sentences, series of sentences, okay, and they are all helping to develop one topic. Okay, they are only talking about one topic and not more than one topic. Okay, so let's say if our paragraph is about smoking, then it has to deal with smoking and not drugs, not doctors, not hospitals, not medicine, nothing except smoking. Okay, that's why we say developing. Okay, so it means that it builds on the one topic we have. Okay, this is important. So we are going to look now at the topic sentence, as we said. Okay, remember this is the most important sentence in the paragraph. What is a topic sentence? The topic of a paragraph is stated in one sentence, and this is called the topic sentence. Okay, so the topic of the paragraph, or the main idea of the paragraph, is only stated in one sentence. Okay, and this is really the topic sentence. The rest of the paragraph consists of sentences that develop or explain the main idea. Okay, so what is really the topic sentence is the main idea of the paragraph is stated or is written in the first sentence of the paragraph. Okay, and this we call the topic sentence. Then after that, the rest of the paragraph is full of sentences that develop or explain the main idea, which is, of course, the topic sentence. Okay? And, of course, all the rest of the paragraphs, or the sentences in the paragraph, we call them supporting sentences, where they develop or explain whatever is mentioned in the topic sentence. Okay? And of course, whatever is mentioned in the topic sentence is actually the main idea of that paragraph. Let's look at this example. It says here, through centuries, education has been a very controversial issue. Should education be the government's responsibility or the citizen's duty? It is not an easy question, but it is a very quarrelsome one, and we have to shed light on it. Consequently, this essay is going to outline and discuss this topic in detail. Okay, so of course this is the first paragraph. Okay, so where is the topic sentence? Very good. This is the topic sentence where we have the main idea. So whatever we have here is really the main idea. And what is the main idea of my essay, or my whatever I'm going to write, is that education has been a controversial issue. What do we mean by the word controversial? It means it is something that arouses debates. Okay, some people say something, other people say other things, and so on. There are some problems in it. Okay, so it's like people are for, people are against, and there are some problems, people discussing things. Okay, then all the red sentences you see is explaining why is education a controversial issue. Because we have 2 points of view here. The government responsibility or the citizen's duty. So now in my second sentence, I explained why is it controversial. Because I have two things. Education is the government's responsibility or the citizen's duty. And of course, the word citizen means the people who are living in the country. Okay? And so, and then when I wrote that, I explained more. It's not an easy question, because it is a very quarrelsome one, and we have to shed light on it. Of course, quarrelsome means people have differences in points of view. Okay, so each one says a point of view, and sticks to it, and the other one also does that. Then the last sentence of this paragraph is like summing up whatever was mentioned on top. Consequently, this essay is going to outline and discuss this topic in detail. Okay? So this is the concluding sentence. In this last sentence, which is in blue, we said that whatever I'm going to do in my essay is going to talk about this main idea, which is mentioned on top. Okay? So the topic sentence is there, and then all the red sentences are explanation for this topic sentence, and then the last sentence is the concluding one, where I have to say everything. So as you can see now, all this in front of you, this is really the layout of a paragraph, okay, where you start by the main idea, topic sentence, you go to supporting ideas, other sentences, and then you end by concluding whatever you mentioned on top, which is, of course, the concluding sentence. Then developing a paragraph. So, of course, when you start writing a paragraph, how do you develop it? How do you explain it more? How do you write more about whatever you are writing? So, developing a paragraph can be, of course, we have a topic sentence may be developed by giving examples. So, there are many ways in order to develop a topic sentence. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example now. So first, as we said, I write a topic sentence, and in order to develop it, I can give lots and lots of, this is a way, okay, to give more examples, okay? And let's have a look at this topic sentence here. So it can be like that. Crowded places are very hard places to live in or be in, okay? So this is the topic sentence. Crowded places are very hard places to live or be in. Okay? How am I going to develop this topic sentence and write more into my paragraph? By giving examples. Let me give you just half of a minute to think. You try to think yourself. The topic sentence is crowded places are very hard places to live or be in. Okay? If I want to develop this topic sentence by giving examples, then I will say, there are many crowded cities in the UAE as Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah. People take many hours in the morning to go to their work. Okay? So now I developed my topic sentence about the crowded places by giving examples, and the examples here are the crowded cities in the UAE, and of course all of you know that. We have Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah. And I gave more example, okay, or said more when I say that people take many hours in the morning to go to their jobs. Okay? This is one way of developing an idea or the topic sentence by giving examples. Also, there is another way to develop a topic sentence by giving details. Okay? So again, if we look at our topic sentence, so again, the same topic sentence, crowded places are very hard places to live or be in, and I need to develop this topic sentence by giving details. Okay, so again, half of a minute for you to think, and of course, when I say details, means I explain more. Okay. Okay, so if I would like to develop my topic sentence using details or using more of the ideas or more sentences, I would say it like that. Crowded cities face many problems in parking places for cars and a number of shops where people go shopping. So now I give details. Why are crowded places very hard places to live or be in? Okay. Also, another way of developing the topic sentence is by telling an incident. And of course, this is the easiest because you can just write the topic sentence, and when you tell an incident, it's like you just say something of your own or of your own experience. This is the easiest, and also it is very interesting. So again, the same topic sentence. Crowded places are very hard places to live or be in. Okay. So if I would like to develop this this topic sentence by telling an incident, how could I do that? Again, just half of a minute for you to think. Okay, so if I would like to tell an incident about the crowded places, it would be like this. Last week, I had to attend a conference in Dubai, and I really had very bad experience in the street, where I was trapped in traffic jam for more than 3 hours. So in this case, I just talked about an incident, okay, which I had or which I faced last week. So it will be like this. Crowded places are very hard places to live in or be in. Last week, I had to attend a conference in Dubai, and I really had very bad experience in the streets where I was trapped in traffic jam for more than 3 hours. Okay, so now I'm going to just give you another topic sentence and give you time to develop this topic sentence using an example, or by giving detail, or by telling an incident. Okay, you do it yourself and then we'll check it together. So, our topic sentence is going to be, smoking is a very harmful and fatal problem in our life that can cause health problems. Okay, so this is our topic sentence. Smoking is a very harmful and fatal problem in our life that can cause health problems. So now you'll take just a minute to try to develop this topic sentence, once by giving examples, another time by another development by giving details, and then by telling an incident. Okay? So I think by now you did it. Okay, I'm going to read whatever I did because I did not give you the exercise to do on your own. Okay? I did it with you. So I'm going to read whatever I did, and I'd like you to think with me, whatever I'm going to read, is it an example, is it details, or is it an incident? Okay? So, if I say smoking is a very harmful and fatal problem in our life that can cause health problems, my brother is a doctor and always talks about the hopeless cases he checks every day because of smoking. Namely, a teenager who smokes heavily and has many heart problems. So, how did I develop my topic sentence? Did I develop it by giving examples? Or did I develop it by giving details? Or by telling an incident? Which one? Excellent. By, of course, telling an incident, because I'm talking about my brother. This is like a personal experience, okay? Again, let me read the other development which I had here. So it will be like that. The topic sentence will be, smoking is a very harmful and fatal problem in our life that can cause health problems. Cancer is one of the major health problems that is caused by smoking. So did I develop my topic sentence by giving details or by giving examples? Yeah, very good. Of course, by giving example, because I just moved from smoking in general and health problems and went or explained or gave example of one of these health problems, okay, which is cancer. Of course, now this is the easiest, you will know it. Smoking is a very harmful and fatal problem in our life that can cause health problems. Heavy smokers are always subject to heart attacks due to the bad effect they have from smoking. Sure, this is of course giving details, okay? So I explained more and more about smoking and talk more about the effects or the bad effects of smoking. So of course, this is how you develop a paragraph. So of course, you develop a paragraph either by giving examples or by giving details or by telling an incident. Okay, don't forget this, because really this is very easy and you can just get lots and lots of marks. Okay, so please, this is important again. So a topic sentence may be developed by giving examples or by giving details or by telling an incident. Okay, then you wrote your paragraph. There should be something called unity of paragraph, okay? So it is like the whole paragraph should be in one unit. Every sentence in a paragraph should support the main idea expressed in the topic sentence. And this is what we've mentioned earlier, okay? That each sentence I write in the paragraph should support, should develop, should explain the main idea expressed in the topic sentence. So if I have main idea here, as you see in the illustration, this is the main idea, okay? All other sentences are supporting it, okay? Helping it, holding it, as you can see from the illustration. So this is one sentence, another sentence, another sentence, another sentence. All these sentences are carrying the main idea. Okay, now we talked, or we dealt with the topic sentence. We go to another very important sentence, which is the concluding one. Okay, and as we said, we have only one topic sentence in the paragraph. We have one concluding sentence in the paragraph. So how could I write a concluding sentence? First, I have to restate the topic sentence in different words. And of course, concluding sentence, when I restate the topic sentence, it means I paraphrase it, I say it again in a different way, okay? So, different words. Also, it summarizes the paragraph. So, if I just give the topic sentence, which is the most important sentence in the paragraph, okay, then my concluding sentence is going to be the same as the topic sentence but said in a different way. Also, its importance here is to summarize the paragraph. So if a person just reads the first sentence of a paragraph, reads the last sentence of a paragraph, you'll understand everything there, okay? And this is what you should try to do while writing. Then we look at coherence in a paragraph. And when we say coherence, it means that all the sentences, all the paragraph is like one unity, okay, one unit. There is unity. First, you stick to the point. The ideas have a clear and logical relation to each other. So as we said, the coherence, how the paragraph is dealt with all as one unit, okay, which is to try first to stick to the point. All the ideas are clear and logical relation, and there are logical relation between them, okay. Also, put details or examples or incidents in logical order. And when we say logical order, it starts from, let's say, number 1 goes to number 2, goes to number 3, and number 4, and number 5, and so forth. Okay? So we have to, all our details, our examples, our incidents should be dealt with in a logical order. Okay? You start by the first incident and then move on. Also, you have to, in a logical order, can be like this, chronologically. And when we say chronologically, don't be afraid of the word, okay? It deals with time. So it is as what you said now, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is as the illustration in front of you. Don't worry. Huh? Also, in relation to each other. So let's say if you are talking about whatever you do in the morning, so you start by waking up. You don't start by going to school, okay? So this is in relation and, of course, chronologically. Again, in order of importance, which incident, which example is more important than the other? Okay? So I start by giving the most important detail or example or incident and then go to the less important ones and so on. Okay? So the coherence in a paragraph, just stick to this, whatever we are telling you now. First, you have to stick to the point. All the ideas have clear and logical relation to each other. They have to be related. All the ideas related. It's not like I talk about smoking and then I start talking about problems of traffic in Sharjah. No. Okay? Again, put details or examples or incidents in logical order. And what do we mean by logical order? It can be like these here. Either chronologically, which has to do with timing, or relation to each other, or in order of importance. Okay, connecting sentences within the paragraph. How should I connect sentences? I don't just write sentences alone like that, okay? I try to connect them. And there are lots of ways to connect the sentences within the paragraph. Whatever we use, the words which we use to connect sentences, we call them transition words, okay? And you will know the words whenever you see them right now, okay? So the first transition or example of transition words is the chronological order. Remember, I told you don't worry about the word, it's not difficult. What do we mean by chronological order? It means I have to use the word first, meanwhile, later, afterwards, finally, okay? And when we say first, later, meanwhile, and so on, then I'm talking about, of course, time, okay? I'm arranging whatever I want to say in sequence. Also, in relation to one another. So if I would like to connect the sentences or use the transition words in the sentence, they should be, as we said before, in relation to one another, like using next to, in front of, beside, between, behind, and so on. Okay. The last point we're going to look at here is, of course, in order of importance. So we have the words like however, furthermore, as a result, in fact, yet, and of course, I know very well that you know all these words and you know how to use them, okay, in writing. Okay, types of essays. Because remember, you are going to have essay writing in the SIFA exam. Okay. The narrative essay, where of course a narrative means tells a story, where you write a story. Okay. Persuasive essay, and this tries to convince the audience. Okay, I'm trying to say, if I'm explaining a problem or telling you something or my point of view, I'm trying to convince you. Okay, we call that persuasive essay. Okay, so let's say you have two different points of view and you would like to convince whoever is reading whatever your essay about or your point of view. Okay, and by the way, this is the type of essay you are going to have in the final exam. Okay, in the SIFA exam, the persuasive essay, where they give you a prompt and you are to talk about the positive or negative effects of something. Okay, and you have to convince the audience, and of course in your case, audience are the examiners. Also, we have the descriptive essay, and from its name, it's describing something. And I think when you were young, you had descriptive essays, and your teachers used to tell you, describe your house, describe your trip, describe your country, describe your street, and so on. Okay? Then we have the expository or explanatory essay, which these essays give information or explains something. Okay, expository, where you give information and explain something. The last stage, or the stage number 3, when we were talking about writing stages, is of course editing stage. Okay? And we said this is very important. And of course, when we say edit, it means check. Okay, if you look at the if you look at the illustration here, we have to edit this. Okay, and be careful. We just put that in order to make you try to edit. Is it correct? Of course, there are some mistakes here. What kind of mistakes? Yeah, excellent. There are spelling mistakes. Of course, the word spell is wrong spelling. Write again is wrong. Okay, so here the girl, what is she doing? She's trying to edit. She's editing now. Okay, she wrote that and she's trying to correct it. So of course, as we said, now editing is a way of checking your work. Okay, you read it again and you check it and look at things. We are going to look at them now. So editing an essay, what is the editing stage? The editing stage is when you check your essay for mistakes and correct them. So it's you, the person, who reads and checks. Okay, it has nothing to do with the teacher whatsoever. So this is important because when you do writing, you try to write and then read whatever you wrote and try to find mistakes. And we are going to look at now at the type of mistakes or the things you have to look at. Of course, grammar and spelling. So you read your piece of writing and you look at the grammar and spelling and try to check them. Okay? So of course, you have to check your spelling, look at words which you feel that they are not correct. Check your grammar, read your essay again, and make sure each sentence has a subject. Because sometimes you just write and you are overwhelmed by writing and you forget the subject, sometimes you forget the verb, sometimes you forget the object. So make sure that your sentence has these crucial and very important sentence sentence formation words, okay, subject, verb, and object. Also, see if your subject and verbs agree with each other. So, of course, as we said before in other lessons, that all subjects and verbs should agree with each other. Okay, if it is plural, the subject is plural, verb is plural. If subject is singular, verb is singular, and so on. Also, check the verb tenses of each sentence. Okay, so let's say if you started in the past, you just go all through the way in the past. Okay, you don't just swing between present and past. You have to check the verb tenses for each sentence. Also, make sure that each sentence makes sense. Okay, that whatever, when you write the sentence, that you can understand something from it. Okay, and each sentence build on the one before it. Okay, this is very important. So these are the things where when you read your essay, you try to check for yourself. Okay, and of course you can't do all these when you read it once. Okay, for each stage of this, you have to read your essay once. Let's say you read it first for grammar, then you read it again for spelling, then you read it again for punctuation, then you read it again for subject-verb agreement, and so on. Okay, because every time you read it, you'll find more mistakes. You don't just read it once. Okay. We are still talking about the editing stage. Also, when you edit, you look at style and organization. And what do we mean by style and organization? First, you have to make sure your essay has more than one paragraph. Okay? Now we are talking about essay, okay? We developed our paragraphs and we are looking at essays, yeah? So make sure that if they tell you write an essay, then it has more than one paragraph. It can be at least 3 paragraphs, okay? One short paragraph for introduction, one paragraph for the body or explanation or whatever the supporting ideas, and one very small paragraph for conclusion. Okay, so make sure that you have more than one paragraph. This is when we talk about organization, yeah? Also, make sure each paragraph has a topic sentence. Again, this is what we said earlier. It's very important. Again, make sure your supporting sentences focus on the main idea. Okay, see, we are all going in circles here. That we have to have a main topic sentence, supporting sentences, and main idea, which is very important. Okay, this goes under style. Also, make sure you have a closing sentence. So if you have a topic sentence, then there should be a closing one. Again, check that all your sentences focus on the main idea. Again, you just have to make sure that all the sentences you are writing in your essay follows the main idea and builds on it. Remember the word develop? Don't forget that word. Okay? Also, see if your paragraph is interesting. Okay? So try to make your work interesting, and by doing that, you try to use different words, different ideas, okay? So it's not boring and you are not repeating yourself, okay? So again, when I talk about style and organization, then I'm talking about I have to have a closing sentence, I have to focus on the main idea, see that my paragraph is interesting, and I have to focus and check that all the sentences which I have follow the main idea. Again, I should know and make sure that I have more than one paragraph. Okay? This is very important. The last stage of writing is, of course, publishing stage. What is the publishing stage? The publishing stage is when you produce a final copy of your paragraph to hand in, okay? So this is the final copy where you have your let's say, piece of writing, giving it to the teacher, okay? We have 3 publishing steps. First, make a paper copy of your paragraph. Of course, paper copy, okay, where you just write it on paper and give it to the teacher, let's say. Show your work to your teacher, tutor, or parents. Of course, this is something which is very nice. Ask them for hints on how to improve your writing. So be careful that when we talk about hints on how to improve your writing, then this comes after all the stages we were talking about earlier, okay? So here it's after the final. I did the editing, I had my ideas, I did editing, and when I did editing, I looked at the points we were talking about now. Then I can ask for improvement, okay, from the teacher, from my father, from my elder sister or brother, or so on. Okay? So of course, by this we come to the end of our lesson. Of course, best wishes in writing. I hope writing now is easier and is manageable. Okay, so please try to focus on all the stages and all the things we mentioned in our lesson.
By this we come to the end of our lesson. I hope things were clearer by now. Please try to do writing every day. Just write maybe 10 minutes and check your writing, ask your teachers. Things will be easy by the end of the year. Good luck.